Good morning, folks, from North Calocan City, where the city meets the province. Baby, how's everybody doing? How you doing? Come on in. Another fine Tuesday in the Philippines. Just got done watching my good friend Tom and Ruth's live chat from yesterday about the big boss. Robert Ramey, good morning. Welcome. You're first, sir. Matt Hammer, what's up? How you doing? Yeah, we're starting our live chats about an hour earlier now. Tom Rader, good morning. Tam Rader, good morning. We were met a subscriber yesterday, Jim Schultz. For you guys that know Jim, I met Jim yesterday. Melanie and I took a motor ride up to Bulacan, probably about, I don't know, 40-minute ride up to Bulacan, and met Jim Schultz, who's ex-Navy guy. He's here in the Philippines for the first time since 1984, since he was here in the service. It's his first time back. And it was kind of funny to meet him and see how excited he was to be here. Timothy White, good morning. Robert Leibel, good morning. How you guys doing? Hello from Texas. Okay, Timothy, hello. Good morning and welcome. Welcome to a Philo in the Philippines live chat. We didn't have a chat last week, of course, because Melanie and I were in Vietnam. And unfortunately, although the internet's very good in a lot of places in Vietnam, it was a little bit spotty at our hotel. So the data on the cell phone was really good, though. We did swap out a SIM card in one of our iPhones, and the data was really good all over Vietnam. Don't remember the name of the company. Melanie saved it. Obviously, they don't have Smart and Globe there. Smart and Globe is a Filipino company, but morning, brother. Merc 3, how are you? Yeah, Jim Schultz is, I was telling you guys, we met him yesterday, one of our longtime subscribers, and lives in a very isolated part of Ohio, out in the country. He says he's a 30-minute drive to the closest supermarket. And he showed me some pictures of his house, and literally where he lives, he can't see anybody, not one single neighbor. Timothy White, retired Navy. Okay. Hoping to be in Cebu this time next year. Okay. Well, great. A lot of people like that area. A lot of people are trying to get away from that area. There's a lot of great places to live here, so I don't think you can go wrong. And if you do, you can just move. Mitch, how you doing? Mitch Bromwell, welcome. Good to see you again, Mr. Mitch. So I was actually, the topic for today was going to be, we were going to talk about Philippine vloggers, but on the recent event from Tom and Ruth, I thought, that I should jump on that bandwagon too, because my name was mentioned so many times in the live stream there when it came to the big boss at Delta. Timothy White, your wife's family is in Talisay. Okay. Yeah. Well, that's the route you got to go. My wife's family is all right here in North Calocan, and that's why I'm here. So that makes perfect sense. Good luck to you, sir, Timothy. on your plight to the Philippines. Justin Rogers, good morning. Sig Fever, good morning. Just getting home from NASA, the Delta girl. Yeah, the big boss at Delta. How funny. How's everybody doing? Sorry. I better click the thumbs up myself before I tell anybody else to hit it. We are going to do I was telling you earlier, Melanie and I kind of got sidetracked yesterday because we met a subscriber of ours at the last minute. And had to jump on the motorbike and take a ride, a 45-minute ride up north into Bulacan. Well, there you go, Robert. You got a neighbor there. Tabonac Talisay. San Pedro Laguna, June 10th. All right, Sig Fever. Good luck on your trip, sir. Laguna's a nice area. I've been down there and drove through there several times. You're from Las Vegas. Okay. I've got many friends there. I used to work for Cox Communications. So 31 years with Cox, I worked in Southern California. So Sig Fever, you probably got Cox if you live in Vegas. I think they're the only cable provider in that area. If they're not the only one, they're probably the biggest one. Yeah. Yeah, Mitch, I'll get into that when we get a few more people here. We knew all along that there was something not quite right about this girl. And she was very, very active with Melanie and I. Very active through Facebook. I mean, I would talk to Issa C a couple times a day through Facebook Messenger. Very active, mainly because I thought, you know, her family home was just right up the road here from me in Valenzuela City. And she would even give me the address with a screenshot of the house so that I would know where to go. And funny thing is, I was supposed to make a trip over there, right, to video the house and the neighborhood for her. Mark Doyle, welcome. Thanks for coming in, buddy. And, you know, Melanie and I just knew. Plus, I had Merc 3 and Kanoi, my two wrenches in the room here. You know, we just knew there was something not right about this girl. It's so funny that it turns out, you know, the way it did. It's just so funny to me. Oh, man. Although Melanie told me in the beginning, Melanie, you know, had her pegged long even before I did. Like I said, when she first started coming into Gary C., welcome. Coming into our chat room, everything was very genuine and seemed legit to me anyway. And a lot of the people in the room. And just like Tom and Ruth, you know, when it came time to ban her, there were plenty of people that were pissed off about that. She had a lot of people fooled. So funny how things turn out, you know. Yeah, Jim is headed up to... Excuse me just a minute, guys. talking to one of my subscribers that's here that I met yesterday. Lots of great food there. All right, where are we at? Hey, Tom and Ruth. Hello, hello, hello. How are you? I hope that's the real Tom and Ruth. Joke long. Keep missing live chats last couple of times. Okay, Mark. Well, welcome to this one. Ronald Bowden. Good day, my friend. I hope you and yours are all good today. How long do I have to live there before I can do like Philly and get the residence deal? Go to immigration and pay a 1 year. You don't have to live here any certain amount of time, Ronald. You can do that anytime you like. Okay. The 13A visa, you're going to have to be here at least 2 months. You're going to need an ACR card. So on your 59-day extension, you'll apply for what's called an ACR card, which you'll receive a couple of weeks after that application time. Once you receive that ACR card, you can file for the 13A. But keep in mind, it's not something you have to rush into. I'm on my second Balik buy-in visa, which is something that's free. It's 1 year free that you get. When you fly into the country with your Filipino wife, the government here will give you 1 year free. So I think that's a great deal, and we're going to use the Balik buy-in visa as long as we can. It's actually not an actual visa. It's called the Balik buy-in privilege. It's nothing more than a stamp in your passport that's valid for a year. Yeah. Milky Bar. Oh, did JLB do a video also about it? I haven't seen it yet. I woke up a little bit late this morning. It's Tuesday, my chat day, and I saw one of my wrenches, Kanoi, sent me a message and said, "Hey, get over and look at Tom and Ruth. Their video. They outed the big boss today." Mitch Bromwell, you're not the only one meeting her, and she was a no-show in Old Manila Delta. Yeah. Michael Cruz, that's just the war with Canada is just press hype, like the U.S. It's just a bunch of garbage. Means nothing. Timothy White says, I'll be using the SRRV. Okay. Tom and Ruth, welcome here. Welcome here. Mitch. Yeah, Issa and Jennifer. They were quite the pair. I had many Facebook Messenger chats with actually both parties, Jennifer and Issa. So, like I said in the beginning, everything looked fairly genuine, but I've got a really good friend in the U.S. whose mother did 40 years with Delta. Okay, 40 years as a stewardess. And I happen to know that everything in the airlines is seniority based. So you don't become a big boss after working only 6 years with Delta and you're only 24 years old, or whatever. So I knew for a fact that there was something not quite right about the things that she was saying. Everything's seniority based there. Someone who's got 10 years with the airline is still cleaning the toilets. Many American women spend years and years with the airline. They stay there because it's a good job, and there's tons of benefits. Mitch Bromwell says the SRRV is the best one for the buck. Michael Cruz, my family, we are in North Caloocan City. North Caloocan City, just north of a city called Novaliches. We're right at the edge of the city and the province here. So we're right on the edge of Bulacan and the Manila province. The SRRV visa is a visa that you have to do a bank deposit on, or if you're also eligible if you're ex-military. So I would imagine if you're not doing the bank deposit, it is a really good deal for the money. The 13A can't be bad either. But hard to beat the Balak buy-in. I can tell you that right now. I will pay $0, 0 pesos in visa fees for the next year. Yeah, Mitch, exactly right. Robert V., I am ex-military. I was in Subic for about 90 days back in 85 on Westpac 85. And, you know, always wanted to come back and see it. And basically, most of us who are here were here at one time or another through military. Suppose the American, tell Ruth no rowdy stuff. My thumb is itchy. Yeah, you're lucky to go from baggage handler to ticketing in 15 years. Yeah. Yeah, and here was Issa C., like supposedly a 26-year-old girl who was the big boss. Even had, on some flights, had priority over the pilot, she said, in some of the chat rooms, which was just, laughable at best. Timothy White says it's a $1,500 bank deposit for retired military with a $1,500 filing fee. Okay. Timothy White says he had a visa back in 1987. Oh, sorry. Well, when you're doing these Google Hangouts. Yeah, so, well, we've got 30 people in here now. So back to the topic. What happened here with the big boss from Delta was we knew for quite a while, Mercury 3, Kanoi, and myself, my two wrenches that are in my chat every Tuesday, we knew that she was coming into the room and trolling herself and acting like a victim in the chat room. And there were a couple of times when we just let it go. And she would PM me on my phone through Facebook. Why aren't you doing something about the troll that's in the room who's hurting my feelings? And we just, we knew there was something wrong. At that point, we had emailed Tom and Ruth. I sent an email to Tom. And I told Tom, we know this, something's going on with this girl, the big boss, that she's coming in here. She's using multiple browsers to troll herself in the room to make herself look like a victim. And then I think what really buried, and somebody said it in Tom and Ruth's chat yesterday, if you're going to do something like that, you got to have a very good memory. If you're going to be a liar and a troll, you got to have a very good memory. And this 260-pound bald guy who's living in mama's basement in Ohio doesn't have a very good memory. Or maybe he's doing a little bit too much drinking while he's trolling because he slipped up several times. The demise of Issa C started when she claimed that her mother died. And at that point, everybody knew. Yeah, she did it to everybody, Mitch. The reason that I banned, what started us to ban her, and it was actually right after I contacted Tom and Ruth, she was in Joseph's room. You guys know Joseph, the moto vlogger, the guy from the U.S., Joseph and Jinky. She was in, she, whatever. Issa C was in Joseph's room and made a comment that I had rode my motorcycle over to her house in Valenzuela and borrowed 100,000 pesos from her mother, and I had never paid it back. She said that in Joseph's room. And so at that point, we all got together. I contacted Philly, Brian, Joseph, everybody, Tom. We all banned her or blocked her at the same time. So yeah, that's how the whole thing started. Hello, Ruth and Tom. Tom and Ruth, Ruth and Tom. Chi-Chi. But there was probably a good month or so where, you know, we didn't know really what was going on. She was even you know, conversing with Melanie through Facebook on Messenger, and had invited us over to her house, sent me a Google Maps thing of where the house was, and it was funny. It's funny how the whole thing turned out, you know. Yeah, Mitch, you're exactly right on what you say. If you did call her out, she would, yeah, try to get revenge on you for doing that. Robert V, no, I never made it over there. The reason I never made it over there is all these other things started happening that, you know, made her questionable. So, but we had every intention on going. At first, I knew right where it was. It wasn't far from here. Not more than 20 minutes on the motorcycle. I could get there. Very easy. Just over by the toll road was the coordinates I got. So, just kind of funny. Yeah. Ah, also, okay, yeah. Dennis Brock, hello from Cavite, sir. Yeah, I know. I'm going to start at 9 now. I used to start all my live chats at 10. We're going to start at 9. My wrenches are both on the eastern part of the North America, so it's easier for them to be here if I start a little bit earlier. Yeah. Yeah, and it's hard to understand why that all started happening. Um, why she turned on everybody. Ronald Bowden, don't remember the 100,000 pesos? Yeah, I borrowed 100,000 from Issa's mom, and I'm a deadbeat. I didn't pay it back. I just so yeah. There for a while we were wondering, you know, what happened because everybody blocked her at the same time. There was like 5 or 6 channels that blocked her. We all got together because we all talk. All of us vloggers talk to one another. Everybody who's here, especially the ones who are living here. Mike Foodie. Magandangu Magapo. Nice to see you. Timothy White, before or after she died? I think you're talking about Issa's mom. That was really what buried the whole Issa C thing. There were a lot of things that didn't add up after that. Mike Foodie and Mitch. There was a few people that asked for a breakdown of the Vietnam trip. We have it right here. We just haven't done the video yet. Okay. We've got a complete breakdown of the entire trip, what everything cost. Melanie and I will probably do that video. We would have had it up already. I wanted to have it up before the chat, but as I told you guys earlier, we took a motorcycle trip yesterday up to Bulacan to meet a subscriber, and by the time we got home, there was just, we had to start, we had to cook dinner for the kids, and let's see, yeah, Merc 3, we're old guys. Issa had 12 fake accounts. Wow. Yeah, and she's probably here now. Probably still alive. Yeah, well, Mitch, I'll tell you one thing. I'll tell you one thing that made me realize that there was definitely something up with that girl. She was, you know how Facebook will, Mitch Bromwell, I did not hook up with Rike. No, it just didn't happen. For some reason, we didn't get our shit together and make it happen. Although I wanted to. We were talking back and forth, and somehow we just didn't make it happen. Plus, he had somebody else also flying in. A good friend of his from Dumaguete was flying in. He was spending a couple of days with that guy, so we just didn't make it happen. But I'll tell you right now, she had, you know how Facebook will give you a memory from a year ago or 2 years ago? Melanie's Facebook memory came up of the day that she arrived in LAX. And I had some pictures of Melanie right there in the terminal where it said, "Welcome to Los Angeles." And Issa C had sent me a message saying, where is that at? What terminal is it in? And now, why would somebody who works for the airline ask you a question so stupid as that? Is it in Terminal 3, 4, 5, 6? When you know it's in the international terminal. When a Filipina flies in to the USA, flies into Los Angeles International Airport, you're going to fly into the international terminal. So why would somebody who knows and works for Delta and has been in that terminal thousands of times ask me where that sign is when she would know where that sign is? She's seen it 1,000 times. And we knew right then, she's a liar. She doesn't work for Delta at all. She couldn't. She wouldn't ask such a stupid question. There's a big sign, and every Filipino that's ever come to the USA on a K-1 visa through LAX has taken their picture in front of that sign. Everybody knows where that sign is at. It's a big "Welcome to Los Angeles" sign right inside the international airport. International arrival, sorry. Terminal. Simpson Welch, welcome to the chat, brother. IMEB Vlogs, good morning. Welcome to the chat. Yeah, I would love to have met Rike. I have been a Rike subscriber since the day he arrived in Bohol. And that goes back a long, long way. His videos were, they weren't even high def. They were just little square videos on YouTube. He didn't even have an HD camera at that time. So I've been a Rike follower for a long, long time. I would love to have met him, but it just didn't happen. It's a bummer. Levitt97, welcome to the chat, brother. How you doing? Good to see you again. We are having Scott V. Welcome to the chat, buddy. How you doing? We are having, and Tom and Ruth are too, apparently, just a an early rainy season. I mean, it is raining here and raining. Melanie and I somehow, we took about a 40-minute ride up to Bulacan yesterday. And while we were up there at the Walter Mall, hanging out with one of our subscribers, Jim Schultz, by the way, for those of you that know Jim, he's an ex-Navy guy. It started dumping rain. And, of course, Melanie and I don't really know where we're at. We had to rely on Waze to get us up there because we didn't know where we were at. And no, Sig Fever, he was in Saigon at the time that I was. He ate at the restaurant, the Mexican restaurant called La Fiesta, just the night after I did, with his friend from Dumaguete. He was already back from his trip when I was there in Saigon. We just didn't connect. It may have been partly because, you know, the first couple of days that Melanie and I were there in Saigon, neither one of us felt very good. We woke up the first morning with sore throats, really bad. We probably got it from the airplane. And then we went on that motorbike tour and, you know, just didn't really feel that good. But yeah, he was there. It's partly my fault for not really following up. But we were, for some reason, we were so tired and just felt sick the whole time we were in Vietnam. Never quite felt really good until like the day before we were leaving. Tom and Ruth, thank you. Thank you for the super chat, friend. Hank Hilliam says that MGTOW Terry, also known as Bangkok Farang, was the culprit. The culprit of what? Yeah, Enrique's got a new girlfriend named Gina. She seems really nice. Bisai Yang Hilao, what's up, brother? Send it, baby. Bisai Yang Hilao. How you doing? I just watched your guys' Banawi Rice Terrace video. That was awesome, dude. That drone work, very nice. Very nice indeed. Have not been up there yet. And I noticed that, man, you guys must have hit that place at just the right time. There was nobody there. Oh, really? MGTOW Terry had something to do with it. Wow. Okay. Get out. Kaloy. Well, you got one really good video up. So do you mean the drone is still there? You weren't able to retrieve it? Ronald Bowden is asking, is Tagum a nice area? I don't know. I've never visited there. Anybody know anything about Tagum? T-A-G-U-M? Vincent Schoberg says, greetings from Escondido, California. I know it very well. I used to work for Cox Communications. Very big in Southern California. I know Escondido very well. I actually lived down in Escondido for about 6 months back in the late 80s. 86, 87. Robert V says, I love Bisayang Hilao, just wish he had closed caption English. Yeah. Great channel. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for coming in, brother. Oh, okay, it's gone for good. Thank goodness for insurance. Wow. And that was a DJI that you had. I didn't know that you could get insurance for your drone. What happened? See, that makes me not want to buy one. Drones are not a cheap purchase to begin with. Brian came close to losing his too, down in Siargao, but he found it. Somebody picked it up for him and found it. Simpson Welch says, I lived in San Clemente in '87. So did I. I lived in San Clemente for 20 years, from '87. About 14. No, from '83. I lived in San Clemente almost 20 years, from 1983 till 2001. I lived in San Clemente. One of the greatest beach cities in Southern California. State Farm. I had State Farm in the States. Wow. Only $7 a year and they'll replace it if anything happens. Unbelievable. Justin Rogers says, do you know anything about Cavite area? It's nice down there. It's a little bit cooler down there. Simpson Welch, I was also stationed at Camp Pendleton, Camp Horno, '83 to '87. But I lived in San Clemente most of that time. A lot of us Marines, actually, I was fortunate. I was still legally married in the U.S., but separated from my wife and living in San Clemente. Because as you know, when you're a married Marine, you make quite a bit more money. Yeah, over the hill. Camp Horno was over the hill from San Mateo. Exactly, yeah. Small world, right? We'd shoot some of the same dirt there, Simpson. Hiked a bunch of the same hills. Honorable discharge. There you go, Mitch. Thanks for that information. Yeah, Togum is outside Davao. So Tom and Ruth probably will know something about that. Melanie's from, my wife is from Mindanao as well. Not far from where Tom and Ruth live, actually. So our goal is to head down to Mindanao. Well, actually, we'll probably wait now because of the Tom and Ruth Vloggers convention we're going to have next year. I think it's going to be in April. So we'll probably just wait and go down then, is what we're thinking. There you go, Dennis Brock. Yeah, Trace Martires City in Cavite. There you go. Dennis can tell you a lot about that area. Dennis is like the biggest red horse sailor in Cavite. Bunch of artillery in Horno. Oh. I thought the artillery camp was Chapo, Camp Chapo. Or it used to be. Maybe they've changed that now? When I was at Horno, it was just Division Marines, really. Division Marines and weapons companies. Murray has a house in... Dennis City's not the biggest seller of Red Horse anymore. Oh. Wait, I'm getting behind. Sorry, it's jumping around. Justin has a house in Silon, Cavite, great area. Or no, Murray has a house, sorry, in Silon, Cavite, great area. The Maureen and Ken channel. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Ronald Bowden says, are there any good deals on late model used cars to buy there? Yes, there's plenty of deals on used cars. Matt Hammer says, Bisai Young Hilao, my wife loves you. Me, I have no idea what you're saying. Yeah, he's very, very fluent in Visayan. We watch him too. I mean, we were fortunate enough to meet him and Zoe in person. We were on Carabao Island at the same time, and we did a couple of cliff jumps there. We made it into the Bisayang Hilao vlog, so that was cool. Kanoy in the Philippines. Yeah, he's not here today. Another great channel. What did I miss? Oh, this thing is. Dennis Brock says, what city is it in? Oh. What city? Sorry, I missed something there. It's looking like the third week of April. Ah. Oh, there's Maddie. Hi. You want to say hi? Oh, you like being in the live chat? Oh. Say hi to everybody. She needs to get Melanie needs to trim her face a little bit. Hey. Good girl. Oh. Looking like the third week of April after Holy Week. Okay. In Davao. Well, that'd be fun. She said Cavite, Lancaster Village. I don't land until the 13th of June. You're renting a condo for 6 months in Makati. Ah, Justin. Yeah, I think I talked to you on Facebook about that, didn't I? Do you guys know the property club fellow in Subic? Yes. Yeah, Simpson, your best bet, if you know what city you want to live in, is just to go to that city. Yeah, Justin, I remember talking to you now. It's the best thing, Simpson, is just to, let's say you want to live in Angeles, for example, or Tarlac City. Get a hotel room in Tarlac and start walking around. That's how you find your rentals. We've got great rentals here, but it's not advertised anywhere. You can't find it. In the USA, we had a paper that came to the house once a week called the Penny Saver, where people would advertise in the Penny Saver. They don't have that here in the Philippines. People aren't going to spend money to advertise something. Eric De La Cruz, good morning. Merc3, thanks for the super chat, buddy. I have found more places just walking around here. And what are you doing? She's scratching something under the bed there. Philly Brian, welcome to the chat, brother. How are you? Brian, BD5151, good morning. Just got back from a trip to the shore. Oh, very nice. I bet you we're going to see a video about that. Philly Brian in the house. Oh, now it's moving real fast again. Okay, everyone's saying hello to everybody. Good morning, Clyde Seaside. How are you, brother? We are working on or we've got it done. Yes to the vid, of course. Then Dickinson. We finally completed our cost breakdown of the Vietnam trip. So, yes, Clyde Seaside, life is good, married to a Filipina. All right. Very nice. For those of you that just came in the room, we met Jim Schultz yesterday, longtime subscriber. He's here in Bulacan. Timothy White says the local tricycle drivers are another way to find homes for rent. Yeah. Great comment, Timothy, and absolutely true. There's nothing better, though, than putting your shoes on and walking around. Yeah, Mitch, that's absolutely true. Airbnb for 2 weeks and just start walking. Yep. Yeah, very, very seldom does anybody ever advertise anything here. Even companies, you know, instead of having a website, they're going to use Facebook because it's free. Where are you looking to live, Justin? Did you say Subic area? That should be easy. Unless you want to live on the base. It's kind of expensive there now. Oh, you're not going to pick the place. Your fiance is going to pick it. Okay. Huh? Still no water. Shit. We're having a water outage, which we haven't had in a long time. I guess we better put the basins out so when it rains we can catch some water. Maybe, or maybe they're just working on it somewhere. I don't know. It's not like you get any notice here when anything's going to happen.
Walang tubig.
Wala, too big na naman. Yeah. No water. Kaloy was just here. He said that he lost his drone on that video that we watched. Drone's gone. Lost it in the rice terraces. Philly Bryan, the garden is looking awesome, especially now that we're getting so much rain. Shit, it rains every day here now. I think we're having an early raining season. Ronald Bowden says, no, he said he bought insurance for it in the U.S. and they replaced it for him. To marry in the Philippines, do different places have different requirements? Like, do I need to go to U.S. Embassy or will my wife's death cert from here do? Yeah, Ronald, you know, at the risk of sounding negative, there's really no standard for anything here, especially government offices. It's really hard to say. The best bet would be to maybe try to call the embassy and see, even, you know, The bummer about it is, Ron, you really just have to go there and stand in line and take your medicine. There's no standard here at all, even between the Bureau of Immigration offices. One office will tell you one thing, the next office will tell you something completely different. You go to BDO here in North Calocan, and then go to the BDO in Nova Liches, they've got two different policies. There's no standard with anything here. So I wish I could give you an answer. I can't even assure you the answer that you're going to go on the phone is going to be the correct one. So you really just have to come here and stand in line and take your medicine. It's just the way it is here. Somebody's talking about Subic. What was it? Dennis Brock is going to Baguio. Very nice. Vincent Schoberg says, Walang too big, Red Horse. But you can't take a shower with Red Horse. Well, I guess you could.
You have that snare.
Yeah, Barrio Barreto, and even I would even go further north than that. I would get out of the Bay. Get out of the Bay cities and go up to at least San Antonio and north. San Antonio and north of San Antonio is a very, very nice area. So Clyde says there's cheaper rent in Olongapo. Well, there you go. Olongapo's not a bad city. You're still stuck in the Bay, though, and that Bay is... Simpson Welch says he wants an apartment in Barrio. Okay. Oh, okay, yeah. Bataan also, Simpson Welch, is a very nice area. Bataan. That gets you down south, the southern part of the peninsula, out of the Bay as well. Yeah. Yeah, Philly Brian, it's raining here quite a bit at night. But we had a good rain yesterday. Okay. Okay, where Eric De La Cruz is living, he's not getting much rain. But we're getting a lot here in North Calocan, almost every day. It's almost like the rainy season has started here already. It's typically June. Yeah. Last night, too, right? It was raining really hard. I'm happy because I don't have to water the garden. And, man, those chilies, we're getting, God, what, 25 a day probably? We're probably getting 25 chilies a day we're picking. They turn red. Just they ripen and turn red overnight. I was there on the USS McCluskey and was involved in the evacuation afterward. The Pinatubo, okay. She just told me an hour ago she might have found a place, but she lives in Malolos. Malolos is very nice. Check out Pirates Cove, Philippines. Our buddy Walter lives in Malolos. One has to go to internet for marriage rules. Death certificate is a must for legal capacity to marry a Filipina. A death certificate is a must. Okay, you're obviously talking about a Filipina that was married to a Filipino before. You should know how I think. You want to say hi, Mama?
Mm-hmm.
Where are we at? One has to go to internet for marriage rules. Yeah, and even the internet's not going to maybe be updated or correct.
Hi, Mercury.
It's like I said, you just have to...
Yeah, I drove, and those are very harsh. What is that?
Dennis says it's raining in Cavite at nighttime as well. Yeah.
You're asking for that?
We're getting... I think he's talking about maybe his wife was married before.
Hello, Brian.
Working on SpaceX rocket with Skynet satellites. Uh-oh. Thanks, Mitch, for coming in. Enough satellites to track every person on Earth. Thanks, Tom and Ruth, for coming in. Simpson Welch, you can still see ash today in the washes.
Cut brush or a card of completion. Is that Brigada?
Oh, yeah, at the
For
school.
the public school?
Yeah, we know about that. What's it called? Brigada?
Yeah, Brigada.
Brigada, yeah.
You need to do
We know about that, Tom and Ruth.
work for it.
Yeah.
Sweeping the street.
Yeah.
Cleaning the classroom.
Doing some work at the school to get it ready for the kids.
Oh my God. Vacation is over.
Yeah.
Hi, Gary C.
It's almost time for the kids to go back to school.
Hi, love it. Love it 97.
We don't know if we like that or not. I guess it's okay.
Eric Deracruz. It was like cement.
It was like cement when the rain came. Oh, yeah. He's talking about the Pinatubo eruption. Yeah, there were many houses that collapsed because the ash was on the roof of the house, and then it rained, and it made it like cement, and the house collapsed from the weight. I know I've tried to go on net. What's so funny?
The widower.
Oh, I know.
My wife died.
I'm the widower. My wife died in U.S. Ah.
Then I'm going to get married in the Philippines.
Yeah. Okay.
Filipino.
Yeah,
Well,
Ronald.
my death certificate work to show that I'm single. Yeah, you need to have it. You need to get one death certificate, and you need to bring it with you.
But if you were married in the U.S. and you're coming to the Philippines, I wouldn't think that you would need something like that.
Just bring it, so
Yeah.
you will be sure.
You can bring it,
You know.
because how would they ever know that you were ever married to begin with when you're living in the Philippines? It's not like they're going to. It's not like they're going to go into a big, crazy research on you and do a background investigation on you. I don't think such a thing even exists here, really.
That's funny. Is Mercury near Uranus?
Is Mercury near Uranus? Vincent Schoberg. Vincent, we've seen you here before. I think it's just a joke.
Nice, Vincent. Not near. Do you want to see my moon?
Is it full?
You're makulit lang. Full moon or half moon? Depends on how I feel.
Ronald Bowden, typically that's something that's much more dependent on the Filipina to prove that she's single. Okay. With it's something called a Sinomar here in the Philippines. If you were married and, subsequently your wife has passed away, that's the same as being divorced, right, in the U.S. So.
Yeah, but if you're married a Filipina before and she's dead already, you need to have that death certificate.
Yeah, and a death certificate is something that you're going to have in the U.S. That's, I wouldn't think you would need to go to the embassy and get, that's something that Filipinas have to do. Filipinas need a Sinomar to marry here. You're American, so you wouldn't need a Sinomar to get married. Your Filipina will need a Sinomar. The girl that you're going to marry here in the Philippines will have to go to the embassy to get a Sinomar, but not you.
PSA?
Yeah, or PSA. Yeah, sorry, not the embassy. PSA. No one here in the Philippines is ever going to know that you are married. You know what I mean? No one's ever going to know that here in the Philippines. So, especially if you're an American citizen.
Billy Bryan asking, so what is the deal with Delta's big boss?
Okay, Philly Bryan, I'll try and catch up. I'll give you the 2-minute version. Do you remember Issa C? Subscriber Issa C that we all blocked about
She's working on
3
Delta.
3 months ago?
Not working on Delta.
She
Airlines?
claimed to be it turns out Tom and Ruth discovered through Tom's good friend that works at Google that Issa C was a guy living in Ohio.
Issa C is a dude.
And he scammed money from Tom and Ruth, one of Tom and Ruth's subscribers, $700 US. She was also very active in our chat room here, in your chat room, I believe. She's very active in Tom and Ruth, also Joseph's room.
And she had 12 accounts.
She had 12 different YouTube accounts, according to the guy that works at Google.
Well, this is the divorce and death certificate. Then the embassy will give you an affidavit. Yeah?
Okay. There you go. Merc 3.
That is required for.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
You can't marry more than one Filipina. Okay. Yeah, Philly Brian, if you watch the chat, the Tom and Ruth chat,
Yesterday,
the last one, they talk about it. Yeah, Issa C was a guy from Ohio, somewhere in central Ohio.
PD5151. Wow, it's a busy scammer.
Yeah. She had a lot of people fooled. And back when we all blocked her, I'm pretty sure that you, me, Joseph, Tom and Ruth, there were 5 or 6 channels that blocked her, all within a couple of days, because we had figured out that there was something not quite right about her. And we also figured out that she was coming in with multiple browsers open and trolling herself in your chat room to try and get sympathy from your subscribers. Manuel, good day. How are you, sir?
There's a problem. Tamumot.
Okay.
Wait lang, I need to go to Monkey Dell for the water.
The what?
I get a message for the water.
Where you have to go?
I need to go to Monkey Dell over there.
Okay.
So he can open the.
Oh.
There's water. There's a leak.
There's a
leak that they're trying to fix.
They're trying to fix a leak. Okay.
Yeah. I need water.
Glad I live in northern Ohio. I knew something's funny about that Issa C fella. Yeah. Yeah, we all knew it after a while. Yeah. Philly Brian. Yeah, there was actually, okay, thanks Levitt97 for coming in. Okay, there you go. You do have to, if you're going to marry here in the Philippines, you do need to provide singleness, the same as a Filipina does. Where are we at? Philly Brian says, I always said she was online way too much to be working in the airline industry. Yeah, probably. Sig Fever showed divorce paperwork 2 years ago. Okay. Yeah, it's funny, Brian, because for a while, everything seemed relatively normal with this girl, this Issa C person. But then she started bragging about how she was the big boss and could speak 7 different languages fluently, and all those pictures, yeah. And I was the recipient of several pictures from her for whatever reason through Facebook. Like I said, in the beginning, everything was relatively normal with this person. But then he just kind of went off the deep end. And someone had said in Tom and Ruth's chat that if you're going to be a liar, you also have to have a very good memory. Ronald Bowden, yeah, it's all going to be good. You don't need to really worry about anything. As long as you bring that death certificate with you, you're going to be fine. I wouldn't worry about it, okay? Philly Bryan, you can be anything you want on the internet. That's true. Yeah. She was, Philly Bryan, apparently he was stealing pictures from a Taiwanese Instagrammer. You know, which is odd because she even sent me, this is how far this person went. She even sent me pictures through Facebook of her dad and brother who were pilots at Cebu Pacific. And they were two Filipino guys, an older guy and a younger guy, as well as family pics. She would send me family pictures of her home. Philly Bryan was apparently, which is why she talked to me so much, her home was just 10 minutes away from us, from Melanie and I here. And she invited us over to her house for a big pig roast once. And the picture was from a girl in Taiwan, yeah. So funny. It just makes you wonder, all of that time and effort that this person that we now know is a male living in Central Ohio with 12 different YouTube accounts, all of that effort and time spent in different various Philippine chat rooms. Just crazy, man. Just crazy. Yes, you do have to make an appointment at the Philippine Embassy. Yeah. Yeah, Philly Bryan, if you're still here, the reason that I blocked her was she was in Joseph's chat one night and told all of the people in Joseph's chat that I rode my motorcycle over to her house and borrowed 100,000 pesos from her mother and never paid her back. That was when I started emailing Tom and Ruth about her, and we all collectively got together and blocked her, I believe, within a couple of days. All of us did. Yeah, Philly Bryan, MGTOW Terry's supposed to be involved in this somehow. It's been said several times. I'm not sure Tom and Ruth said that, but it's come up several times that MGTOW Terry was somehow involved with the East to Sea thing. Maybe they were working together on it. I don't know. Yeah, Mark Doyle, yeah. Marshall Islands, welcome to the chat. Yeah, Marshall, Tom and Ruth had mentioned several times, a lot of questions had come up in the Tom and Ruth chat about things that had gone on between myself and Issa C because her family home was only 10 minutes away from here. And there were a lot of questions that came up. Did she actually invite me over to her house? What happened with 100,000 pesos I borrowed from her mother? So I'm only talking about it to clear up those questions. Anybody that had a question about it. And it's a hot topic right now, so why not jump on it? Yeah. Well, you know, we didn't really. Melanie always thought there was something wrong, even though Issa C was messaging Melanie quite a bit through Messenger in the beginning. Things seemed relatively normal at that time, especially considering that her family home was so close. He seemed to know a lot about Valenzuela City. So I didn't really question it too much. Seemed to know quite a bit. And whenever I did a couple of vlogs over there, and he seemed to know a lot about that area. And the things that he was saying, or she was saying about Valenzuela City were true. So it seemed very legit to me in the beginning. Ronald Bowden, thank you for coming in. I hope you all have a great day. Hope to meet and greet with all when I retire and marry and move there shortly. I've got to go another further. Okay, thanks, Ronald. See you next Tuesday if you've got time to come back. Every Tuesday at 9 a.m. now. If you've got time to come back, it would be great to see you again. Philly Bryan, yeah, according to Tom and Ruth, they have confirmed that there was also a female involved with this other guy in Ohio. Edward Crandall, that's okay. I know you had a lot going on when you were here. I remember. Mike Foodie, what would be the motivation to pretend to be Sissy? I think just attention. I think it was just an attention thing. She sent out a lot of pictures of herself in bikini-clad pictures. I was the recipient of several of those pictures. It was a money scam, yeah. She ended up getting money. Who knows how many people she got money from? Maybe more people will come out now. Or maybe they won't. A lot of people don't want to admit that they sent her money, maybe. But one of Tom and Ruth's subscribers sent her $700. And that's when they discovered what was going on. Yeah, money, exactly. Timothy White, yeah. She was running a scam, but considering how deep she was in the Philippines community with all of the different chat rooms and all the different vloggers, it's hard to imagine somebody attempting what she did, but she did. Marshall Island said, I spent the summer of 2017 in Dumaguete. Oh, and last summer in Bacoor. I have full custody of my daughter now, so it will be 2021 before I move back. What part are you in? I'm in northern Caloocan City, northern Manila, North Caloocan City. I'm about, 90 minutes south of Angeles City by motorbike. Mike Akulian, anybody can talk about any area nowadays as if they live there. Google Maps adjusts Google in general. The internet gives you so much information. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's true. We are in an information age. Mike Foodie, I was looking for them and I must have, I don't know where they're at. If I find them, I will definitely share them since it's a topic now. I received several pictures from Issa C. Several. At least 20 different pictures. Various pictures from her airline uniform to bikini pics to Justin Rogers says, will I get money if I wear my Speedo? Mark Doyle, I am 90 minutes south of Angeles City. I'm 90 minutes south of Philly Bryan. Mike Akulian has a 300. Oh, I've rolled 290 twice. 289 probably 3 or 4 times. Yeah, that last strike is a knee knocker, right? I had no stress at all on my 290 game because it was a 9 spare and then I struck out. So who cares, right? 9 spare and then struck out for 290. I would get Marshall Island said I'd get money to put my clothes back on. Okay. Mark Doyle's coming back after Christmas for 6 weeks. Very nice. 6 weeks is a nice... Oh, I see, Mike. You got me. I wasn't lying. I really do have... I really did bowl those games. I grew up in the Midwest, so before I went to California, so there was nothing to do but bowl. Not so much anymore, I hear. My brother who's still in Indiana says that bowling is just about dead there now. It's gotten so expensive that nobody wants to go anymore. It's a shame. Used to be one of the biggest things to do in the Midwest. I guess now the bowling alleys are closing one by one. They just can't get the business anymore. Here in the Philippines, get out. Picking up your new Ducati Monster. Send you pics later. Thanks, Philly Brian. Yeah. Plenty of partying also in the Midwestern bowling alleys, but Philly Brian's picking up a Ducati Monster today. Simpson Welch, I couldn't tell you. I've never used anything but Expedia to book airline tickets. I'm very loyal. When I find a company that works for me, I don't jump around because it might save me $20 over here or over there. I've always used Expedia. I have no idea, really, if ASAP is a legit company or not. Does anybody else know if ASAP is a legit company? Simpson Welch says $397 round trip. From Atlanta, that's pretty cheap, yeah. I hope those pics have Louisa on the bike. Yeah. Me too, Philly Brian. I'd love to have a Ducati Monster. That would be cool. Eric De La Cruz. One day we'll get them, Philly Brian. A couple of 900 monsters at least. That would be cool, right? And then we'll do a big loop from northern Luzon all the way down to Davao. Actually, probably not the best bike to do with something like that on because, you know, you need side saddles and dang, you got me. Eric De La Cruz. Yeah. Hey, Clyde, I'll tell you what. You guys look at that. You guys, if you didn't see that vlog I just did, what is it called? What was it, Clyde? InWow electric tricycles. InWow electric bikes. Actually, I've got their website here. Hold on a second. This trike that Walter and Ducky just bought, so cool, man. And it really gets up and goes. I mean, it's surprising, right? Here it is. Here it is. Yeah, I found it. It's funny how when you use Google now, the website you're looking for is like the 10th one. It used to be the first or second one was the one you wanted, but not anymore. Or maybe that's just the Philippines. Here you go. Yeah, and that thing, I mean, that thing really got up and went, Clyde. I would think, oh, that's Maddie. Hold on. Come on. God, this dog, she comes and goes 20 times. She'll go outside and get hot. Then she wants to come back in the room with the air cons at. Okay. Wish I could get a deal like that from Las Vegas to Manila. Round trip is going to be $1,200. Sig Fever, you should be able to just buy a cheap flight over to LAX. I never paid more than $600 or $700 round trip from LAX to Manila, ever. And I know you can get a cheap flight, maybe $120 from Vegas to LAX. So that should be very easy. Once you get into LAX, the flights are cheap to Manila. Yeah. Timothy White, I don't know what brand. I remember that Bud Brown had the old Molly Mobile. I don't remember what brand of bike that was. This InWow seems to be extremely popular. And you got to remember the technology now has changed so much with that sort of thing. So maybe the batteries now are much easier to get, or I don't know. It was impressive, and especially considering the overall price, right about 1,000 USD. Now that website that I put up, Justin Rogers, I have flown Eva. Eva was very good. I've flown Asiana way more times than I've flown Eva. But those are my two go-to airlines, Eva and Asiana. If you fly Eva from LAX, you've got a 14-hour flight to Taipei. But then your flight down to Manila is only 2 hours. Okay, if you fly Asiana, you've got a 12-hour flight to Seoul and then a 4-hour flight to Manila. So there's give and take on both sides. Also, Philippine Airlines does a direct flight from LAX to Manila, which is about 15 and a half hours, the flight. So you don't have to get off the plane at all. So if you can get to LAX inexpensively, you can get to Manila real cheap. Eric De La Cruz says the Rusi Chariot is better. The Rusi Chariot, guys, is a gas-powered motor, though. I think it's a 200cc, right, Eric? There she goes. Opening up the door again. Wow. Okay, so Dennis Brock has had an e-bike in 2015. It was good for 2 years. And the battery went bad, and the batteries cost more than the bike. Wow. Philly Bryan says, we were in Manila a few weeks ago. I noticed a lot of trikes running around. Yeah, there's a bunch of these e-bikes here. A bunch of them. So I don't know. I don't know if this InWow brand is better because they actually have dealerships, or I don't know. There's a bunch of them here, though. It may be the fact that with an e-trike like that, you're not required to have any driver's license. It requires nothing. There's nothing that you need. You don't need an ID card, any driver's license, or anything to ride one of those things. Rick Sanchez checked from San Jose. Yeah, 600. So that's, yeah, if you can get to the West Coast United States, flying to Manila is pretty cheap. Mark Doyle says, I think they're looking for cheaper batteries, or maybe you meant to say they're using cheaper batteries. Yeah, I'm certainly not an authority or expert on the subject, but I did ride in Walter and Ducky's, and man, that thing was impressive. Really great torque, great pickup, and I think he told me that they went about 60 kilometers on a charge or something, 65 kilometers on a charge, which is a fairly good distance. Angeles City is only listed as being 47 kilometers from my house, so. Okay, so, your wife had an e-bike in Laguna, and the battery was 125 USD. Okay, well that's not. God. She's back again. Make up your mind. Did you find a direct flight from Atlanta to Manila? I don't believe there's a direct flight. No, it's too far. Are you sure Maddie isn't a cat? Well, Brian, she just can't make up her mind. You know where she went. She'll hear one of the kids out there laughing and giggling or something. She wants to run out there and be nosy and find out what's going on. Then she's like walking around the house. Oh my God, it's so hot. She wants to come back in here again. So, okay. Mike Foodie, that's a good idea. Although we'd have to putting a dog door in is a great idea. Jay's Journey, welcome to the channel. Thanks for coming in, bud. Philippine Airlines has a direct flight from JFK. Okay. And I've taken the direct flight from LAX when I moved here. So it's pretty cool, you know, not having to, the flight is long, but at least you don't have to, you know, get off the plane in Seoul, Korea and change planes. Someone just needs to move there and make real ham and pickles. Okay, Marshall Tito is recommending a website called Skyscanner, which I've heard before too. I don't know anything about it, you guys. I'm always 100% Expedia. I've never used anybody else. I don't know, and I use Agoda a lot too for hotels, but I don't know about these others. I've never tried them. Jay's Journey left from JFK. Okay, he's from JFK. Simpson Welch says there should be one format. Or, I'm not sure what that says. Brian, that's what Lynn and I use, about 17 hours and around $9.50 round trip. Okay. There you go. There's some people in here that have used this Skyscanner. I don't know if that's skyscanner.com or if it's some type of an application, but Jay's Journey says, I'm from Connecticut and went to the Philippines a few months ago. Okay. Yeah. I was lucky enough to be able to fly out of LAX when I was a traveler to the Philippines. And if you're on the western side of the U.S., it's very, so much easier. I had a good friend that was in, where did John live? Somewhere up in northern Minnesota. And I mean, going to the Philippines for him was just, you know, not easy. He always seemed to go from Minnesota. He would always fly into LAX, and then from LAX, he would start his journey to the Philippines. So it makes me wonder now why he didn't go to JFK. Anyway, I don't know. Mark Doyle said it is, okay, it is skyscanner.com. There you go. And I will look that up as well later on to see if there, you know, is there really any difference? Because I don't think there is a lot of difference. I think I can look up a flight on Expedia and probably look up a flight on Skyscanner, and I bet you they're pretty similar in price. The only reason I say that is I've compared other websites before, and it's just easier to go with one. LAX to Manila right now is $882 round trip. Okay. Is that with 90 days notice, or how far out are you looking there, Sig Fever? Let's see what I can come up with now. Just out of curiosity. Expedia. Let's just see what I can come up with. Flying from LAX, Los Angeles International Airport, to NAIA. Let's just see what they have here. Manila. Oh, how funny. NAIA doesn't come up. Manila, Philippines. There we go. And I'm going to set this out 90 days from today. Just see what I come up with. August 30th and returning September 10th. We'll just make it one adult. Just see what comes out, out of curiosity. LAX to Manila, departing August 30th and returning September 10th. Let's just see what comes out. China Eastern Airlines, $597 round trip with 19 hours of travel time. So you've got that looks like a one stop, 19 hours total travel time, which is about right. The next one's Air China for $617. I've got EVA Airways for $620 with one layover in Taipei. Yeah, so there you go. You've got a lot of deals. This is 90 days out. China Airlines, a lot of really good deals. Asiana from $700 round trip with a 1 hour 20-minute layover in Incheon, Korea. So there you go. $567. That's not bad for a round trip ticket, especially with only a 3 hour layover. I've had people, that say do not use China Eastern or China Southern, China Western, and I know several people that have flown with them and had zero problems. So I don't use them because of the bad rep they have, and I don't want to fly to China. I've always been an EVA or Asiana person, but there you go. I have several options here from $597 all the way up to $725 round trip. So, and pick your airline: Cathay Pacific, Philippine Airlines. Philippine Airlines has the nonstop for $750, LAX to Manila. So, I mean, that's hard to beat. That's a nonstop now. Round trip. Really good deal. So this goes to show you, you can go pretty cheap from LA. Okay, we got a lot of. Okay, there we go. June 10th. Oh. Some of the, Mark Durrell says, some of the sites allow you to search on other sites at the same time. Yeah. James Lonergan, good morning. Also depends on what day of the week you travel. I've been married to Mitch in Florida since '79. Okay. We had 2 children born in Clark Base and 1 in Cocoa Beach, Florida. And now I find he's YouTubing from Space at Kennedy Center. Seagull. Yeah. Philly Brian says they're coming out with a GoPro 8. Oh my God. That's just what we need. I'll tell you what, I'm pretty happy with the 7. we bought 2 7s, one for Melanie's channel, one for mine, and great little camera. I tell you what, I don't know if you're having problems with yours, Brian. It's kind of glitchy. There's times when you turn it on and the battery shows it's dead. You've got to pull the battery and reboot it. Just mine. And we're updating. We're connecting them and updating the software on them. But it's a glitchy little camera. Keep that secret. Lynn wants to get a GoPro. Yeah, I know that Lynn wants a GoPro. She's made that comment a few times. Brian, it's I'll tell you this. Probably one of the most versatile cameras that you can have for the price. Yeah, DJI has the Osmo Action now, Osmo Action Cam. I'm sure that's also a great camera. DJI makes a great product. But, you know, the GoPro is an awesome camera. I have a G7X as well, the Canon G7X, great camera. But you have to remember that when you're using that Canon G7X, that the stabilization's not there like it is on the GoPro. Yeah, Philly Brian, the G7X is pretty damn awesome, man. Especially if you're using it in an environment where it's going to be on a tripod and you're not moving it around much. Man, the quality of the picture you get with that camera is just insane. But that 7 is also very impressive, the GoPro 7. Oh, Sig Fever has the Osmo Pocket, that really small one. They have another one now called the Osmo Action, I think. It looks just like a GoPro. Eric says that GoPro is doing what Apple is doing with the iPhones and iPads. I'm not sure what you mean there, Eric. The GoPro does have an app that you can put on your phone, and they talk to one another, the camera and the app. So you can like have the camera set up somewhere and use your phone to manipulate the camera. It's pretty cool. Oh yeah, if you're taking pictures with that G7X, but I mean the video quality, it's really quite a good camera. Although I have found, unless I'm missing a setting somewhere, you can help me with this, Brian, if you know. I've done a couple of walkarounds with that G7X that I had to scrap because there was just too much of this. You know, you do have to keep in mind. And I thought there was a little bit of stability built into that G7X, but it doesn't appear like there is. And I've done my share of walkarounds, so you would think I'd be a little bit better at it. But again, you kind of get spoiled using that GoPro because it has the built-in stability. And you forget when you have that Canon, or at least me, I've had to scrap a couple of videos and not do them because I just didn't want to put it up. I can't put a shaky video up. Who's going to watch it? You know, we both know about that, Philly Brian. No one's going to watch a shaky video. You know, they're going to get about 30 seconds in and just scrap it, turn it off. So, oh, well, if Lynn's got the G7X, then yeah. And she's doing a great job with the, she's using a really steady hand, Brian, with that camera because that, like I said, I've had a couple of videos recently I had to scrap. They were walkarounds in the mall, even. And I'm like, my God, what was I doing? shaky and out of focus videos are the hot thing right now. Well, I was just wondering, Brian, really, you know, if you had found that out to be the case too, or am I just a dummy? Walter, Pirates Cove, welcome to the chat, buddy. How are you? Lucas Musser, welcome to the chat, buddy. How are you? Jay's Journey. Oh, I'm still new with the videos, and I did a few walking videos that I've done. Okay. Lucas. You made shakshuka. What the hell is shakshuka? Uh-oh. I think I hear rain here. Shakshuka. S-H-A-K. Oh. S-H-A-K-S-H. Oh, it comes right up. Shakshuka. Images. Looks like some kind of a... Looks good, Lucas. Did you put all those eggs in there too? What's in there? Is it... It almost looks like a lasagna with eggs on top of it. Looks awesome. There's all kinds of different types of it. Bean shakshuka, chickpea shakshuka, vegan shakshuka, green shakshuka. Looks like there's a bunch of ways to make it. Sorry. Okay. Walter, we're thinking about coming up to Malolos tomorrow, if that works for you guys. Give me a thumbs up. We're going to go see Walter and Ducky. Let's see. Philly Bryan. Oh, man. Tomatoes, cumin, coriander, salt, pepper, paprika, mint, parsley, eggs. Yeah, Lucas does a lot of cooking, so... Okay, Walter. Tomorrow's good. So that's going to be... It'll just depend on the rain, okay, Walter? So I don't know about you guys over there in Malolos. It's raining a lot here in North Caloocan. Shit. We almost got caught in it yesterday. We were up in Bulacan meeting a subscriber, but we got lucky. We made it home. We pulled the motorbike into the driveway here, and just about 5 minutes after we pulled in, it just dumped. Slim Jim, how you doing? Gary T from San Francisco, how you doing? Welcome to the chat. What did I miss? It's seasonal allergies, an issue in the Philippines. Good question. There's not a lot of season here, you know. It's pretty much rain or sun here in the Philippines. So we don't have anybody, Mike Foodie, in the family that has any type of merienda time for me. Eric. Merienda, snack time, you guys. For those that are... Walter. Okay. Only a little bit of rain in Malolos. So weird how we can live so close to each other, and there's such a big difference. We're getting dumped on here every day. Every day for the past probably week, we've had rain. Oh, spam and eggs. You can't beat spam and eggs. Simpson Welch, thanks for coming in. See you next Tuesday if you've got time, buddy. Come back and see us every Tuesday at 9 now. I thought winter is over in Northern California. It's raining all week. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that in my ABC 7 Southland News app on my iPad. Southern California is even getting a lot of rain. A lot of my friends are posting stuff. Jay's Journey, your girlfriend's family's in San Jose. Aha, Antique. We were just down there. We were just down there on a motorcycle. When was that? Late March. Towards the end of March, we were down in Iloilo, Antique area. We rode through there on our way back home. Jeff Spicoli, Michael McFarland and Jeff Spicoli, welcome to the chat. Just hot and humid here in Leyte. Yeah, really hot here too, Michael. Jeff Spicoli. Yeah. Everyone's doing good, buddy. Thanks for coming in. Cool Buds and Tasty Waves. Or is it Tasty Buds and Cool Waves? Jay's Journey. I wish I could have spent more time in Iloilo. And maybe we should have just stayed. You know, but I was with a large group of riders. We were with our riders group, the Rush Riders down there, and we wanted to stay with our riding group. So, but looking back on that time, I wish now that Melanie and I just would have told those guys to go on. We're going to stay here for 3 or 4 days in Iloilo. I really wanted to stay and give that place a closer look. Mike Philippine, a good friend of mine's been down there for quite a while now. Yeah, Walter, it seems like the rainy season's here already. Mike Foodie's having record rain where he's at. Gary T, what were some of the favorite moments from the trip to Vietnam? Probably just out walking around and experiencing the culture there. You know, oddly enough, I'm glad that you said that, because it brought up something I wanted to say in the chat room. Slim Jim had the first rain in CDO last night. Wow. It's just dumping here, buddy. For those of you that follow the vlog, we were in Vietnam. Actually, this time a week ago, we were in Vietnam. And on our first day, we took a back of the bike tour with a couple of young Vietnamese girls who were the riders. And they turned us around Saigon for about 4.5 hours. And we came through this public market, if you watched that particular video, where there were, they took us to the public flower market. And there must have been, in reality, 200 different vendors. Most of those vendors selling the exact same flower. And I said to my driver, how do they make any money when they're all selling the same thing? And you see it a lot here in the Philippines too. Her response to me was, oh, they don't care about making money. They just want to have a job. So in Vietnamese culture, the most important thing is to be working. They don't worry about if they make any money or not. Their sense of pride and sense of being is working every day, having a job to go to. Okay, so I said to her, how does that even work? Yeah. So I mean, imagine using that same theory in the USA, not worried about money, just working only. I mean, it must be great to be able to have that mindset. The thing that comes to my mind being a Westerner is how do you survive if you're not making any money? But apparently in that culture, the most important thing is to work. Yeah. Clyde says the favorite thing in Vietnam was standing on a corner counting the motorbikes. Good luck. Yeah, good luck if you can even count the motorbikes. Yeah. What did I miss? Okay, yeah, Merc 3 is from Iloilo. He was living down there for a while. There you go. Yeah. Probably if you even, yeah, Gary T. No one really makes any money. Yeah. Philly Brian. Yeah. It makes you. Yeah. I mean, it's a head scratcher. How do you? I don't know. For me, it's hard to imagine how you survive and sustain without money. Yeah, you have to have money to buy food. I don't know. I don't get it. But even here in the Philippines, I'm in a large. I'm a member of a large Filipino family, and there's out of 20 plus adults, there's only a couple of workers. So I don't know. Philly Brian, we just didn't get our shit together. It's probably more my fault than Enrique's. Although I did notice that he had a good buddy of his from Dumaguete that flew in right about the same time that I did. So we just, for some reason, we just didn't make it work. I had communication with Enrique ahead of time, and he said, "Yeah, just let me know when you're in town." And probably more my fault than his. I just didn't really pursue it as much as I should have, and I probably should have done it. We kind of crossed paths and just didn't make it happen. You'd think that the flowers would die and cost them money. Yeah. Yeah, Slim Jim. Yeah. Rick Sanchez, no. English is no more widely spoken in Saigon than it is here in Manila. So there's even less English in Vietnam than there is in Manila. Slim Jim says even the beggars work in Vietnam. Yeah. Yeah. All the pets are good. Philly Brian's pets are good. Yeah, Mike Foodie, a lot of the big markets here, when you look at a place like, say, Divisoria, where every eighth stall or so is the exact same thing as the stall before it, and you wonder, how are these people making any money? So, I don't know. Rick Sanchez, I got lucky, and the girl that I had on the back of the bike tour spoke perfect English. Was a college-educated Vietnamese girl, and she spoke absolutely perfect English. If you watch the video, a lot of people commented on that they were very impressed. Yeah, the wet markets. Yeah. Jay's Journey, that's very true. A lot of the markets have very, very fresh food. The Vietnamese, they demand fresh food. They won't eat anything but fresh. So, yeah, going back to a comment that Clyde Seaside made, if you watch my video, any one of my Vietnam videos, you probably couldn't even count the motorbikes in the video without having to pause it, The motorbike scene there is just crazy. And I wish I could have spent a little more time in the Honda dealership there to get prices. But I was kind of thinking, I don't know. There was no prices on any of the bikes, and I didn't want to. I wasn't sure if the guy in there spoke any English, so I just kind of went through and did a look at all the motorcycles they had. We only saw a couple of motorcycles. Everything's a scooter there in Vietnam. In other words, no clutch, no physical clutch, okay, and no physical gear. naturally. Even scooters have clutches and gears internally, but I mean a physical clutch and gear. Yeah, Mike, the motorbike, it was sure fun to be right in the middle of it. I'll tell you what. It was sure fun to be right in the middle of it. That tour that we took was probably one of the best things that we could have done. It was a lot of great fun. And you just have to sit back. You don't have to worry. They know where they're going, you know. Not that that's hard these days with Google Maps and all other things, but in District 1 where we stayed was highly recommended if anybody's going to go. Everything's within walking distance and just a great place. Really great place to visit. So compare the food in general. Vietnam against Philippines. I would say that the Vietnamese food is considerably a lot healthier, especially the food that's, well, pretty much any Vietnamese food is so much healthier than the Filipino food. They don't tend to use the oil and sugar there in Vietnam that the Filipinos are so in love with here. So, not that there isn't healthy Filipino food, because there is, but the moral majority of it is seems to be, at least in my experience, a lot of oil and sugar in the Philippines. Not so much, not so much Vietnam. Vietnam's more vegetables, a wide variety of vegetables too, not just the vegetables like we have here. Yeah, great bread and coffee, French-based, exactly, Slim Jim. The coffee is probably comparable to nothing that you're ever going to have anywhere. The girls were telling us that Starbucks there is struggling. There's been a few Starbucks that have opened up, but they're not doing well because you can't compete with Vietnamese coffee. Nobody can. So, yeah, Dennis, I've heard a couple of thunderclaps here. I think it's coming our way. Favorite Vietnamese food is shaken beef. Ah. Yeah, Mike. You know what was odd is, not to say it doesn't exist, but let's see, we went to a lot of, for dinner, we went to a lot of Western restaurants, more Western. Although the first place we went to was 100% Vietnamese food, and it was awesome. Man, the food was so good. No magic syrup. Yeah. USA too, Clyde. There's none of it there. And here it's just something that's so common. They throw it in everything. Melanie does too. We've got a drawer full of the magic syrup packets. It's very, very common here. Yeah. Yeah, Slim Jim, and they thrive. Starbucks is something that thrives in the Western countries. But Vietnam, there's been a few of them that opened up and they shut back down again. Now, we saw there was a Starbucks right across the street from our hotel. And, it probably would have made an interesting vlog to go in there and just see what they were charging for the coffee. Because the coffee on the streets, oh, Michael Fazio's on. The rabbi just started up. The coffee on the streets is only, what was it? Less than 50,000 dong, which is $1. The conversion rate was 23,300 dong to $1. So you're paying $2. Actually, most of the coffee was about $1 for the Vietnamese coffee. Mike Foodie, the coffee is very, very good. If you look on my Facebook, I put a video up just a couple of days ago. I made it here at home. Yeah, $1 coffee. Yeah, it's real coffee taste, not plastic. Exactly, Slim Jim. and you use a little, can I post that here? Let me try. For those of you who didn't see the video, or maybe you don't follow Philo in the Philippines Facebook, I did post let me see if I can, at least you can see how it's made real quick, you know. It takes a little bit of patience. It's not like instant coffee. You have to, I don't know if I can post this or not. Let me try. Where is that at? Here it is. I'm loving the Vietnamese coffee. Let me see how. Share. Oh no. I can't copy the link because it's a like page. Yeah. That's the problem with having a like page on Facebook. You can only share it through Messenger. So anyway. It's really good, Mike. Besides the, what's it called? The Gary T. Saigon was much cleaner, yeah. We watched them, and we paid attention to that. Melanie and I did. Oh, Kent Thomas. Welcome to the chat, buddy. I just saw you. Sorry. Gary T. Yeah, we watched them. They would sweep the street, and then within an hour or so, there would be a truck that would come by daily, or sometimes twice a day, and collect the trash. So it's a communist country. They have a communist government there in Saigon, but they figured out the trash thing. They're on top of it. Also, not any stray pets anywhere. We didn't see one stray pet anywhere. The entire city in 5 days that we were there. So they've got that figured out too. I would need to do research to figure out what the case is on that and why it's such a big difference. Not one stray pet anywhere in the city. And many pets were very well taken care of. In other words, had jackets on or some kind of clothes. They love their dogs there. Yeah, Clyde, interesting comment. The girl that that rode me on the motorbike, the girl that spoke the perfect English, was also a very, very intelligent girl, very well educated. And she said that within the next year or so, she thinks, or what they're being told in university, is that the dom is going to go to where the peso is, where it's going to be 50-1. Okay. She seemed to think, for some reason, that to help their economy there is the reason why there's so many zeros behind the dom. But yeah, you're right. You do get mixed up. We were taken by a coconut dealer, a buko juice dealer, because he distracted me and I couldn't do the math in my head, and I think I put that on my Facebook. A lot of you guys saw that. We overpaid, crazy overpaid for some buko juice. You just had to remember that 50,000 dom was $2 USD, or 500,000 dom is $10. A million dom was $20. So, but yeah, when you're in the millions. Mike Foodie, I bought a coffee maker that grinds the beans and then brews it. Oh yeah, I bet. Fresh ground coffee, that's got to be really good, I'll tell you what, this Vietnamese coffee that I'm brewing every morning for breakfast, wow. I mean, you are bouncing off the wall after a glass of this. And now you don't make it, in Vietnam, they typically brew it with this little, here, I'll go get it. Since I can't post the link, let me go get this thing. If we're going to talk about it, I may as well show you. It'll just take me a minute. This is your. Now this sits on top of a glass. You put the coffee inside here. You got two. You compress the coffee down with this. Then you pour hot water on top of that, and then it drips through here into your glass. Okay. That's it. So it looks like this. You actually put, this is the glass that I use actually. You pour your hot water in here. You first fill the bottom of this with condensed milk. And this beautiful coffee drips on top of that condensed milk. You stir that all up, add a little ice to it. Oh man, you are bouncing off the wall. I mean, it's a strong cup of coffee. Okay, where are we at now? Sorry. Yeah. There you go. Fresh ground bean coffee. Yeah. Yeah, Lucas, I'm going to have to, now I'm going to have to shop on Lazada and see if I can find some. Mike, that's exactly what it is. Yeah. I tell you what, they're in Saigon. This little thing is just so cheap and so aluminy, like a little piece of aluminum. No 3-in-1 coffee. Ah, yeah, Clyde. 3-in-1 coffee is something that you drink when there's just, you're in the province. There's nothing else available to you. I am not a fan, no. And now that I'm doing this, I don't even like the instant coffee we've been using here, which I've been on for quite a while. When we were in the U.S., when Melanie and I were living in the U.S., we had a Braun coffee maker or whatever, and we made coffee every morning, a pot of coffee. So I've never drank instant coffee in my life until I moved here. But now that I've got this little guy, I don't think I'm going to be able to go back. So now I've got to get on Lazada and see if I can buy a bag of Vietnamese coffee before this one runs out. And maybe another one of these guys. So Melanie's got one too, because Melanie's kind of getting addicted to it as well. It's really good. It's amazing, this little, and they give these away in Saigon. If you buy the bag of coffee, they'll give you as many of these as you want. They're free. So, pretty amazing little device. How easy it works. How well it works, I mean. Any motorbike trips coming up? Gary T, we took a trip yesterday at the Bulacan to meet a subscriber. We're taking a trip tomorrow to Malolos to see Walter and Ducky, his wife. Sig Fever says that 3-in-1 coffee is made in Vietnam. Ah, Clyde Seaside, yeah. His wife loves the coffee in the morning with fresh, real milk. Yeah, that was something we really enjoyed too, because our hotel, the hotel that we stayed in, came with breakfast, and it was a buffet breakfast that was really good. You guys, every day they had these giant pitchers of fresh milk every day on the buffet, and boy, did Melanie and I take advantage of that. It was really good to have milk every day for breakfast. Yeah. Yeah, Brian. Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. But, when you live here, you just kind of have to adapt to things the way they are. And that was one of the things I had to adapt to. Yeah. Yeah, the powdered creamer. Yeah, they have half and half here. You can find it. But, again, it's like a special trip you got to make somewhere to find it. Maybe go to SNR or. The Filipinos are not huge coffee people. They don't love and revere coffee the way a lot of the world does, especially the Vietnamese. Ah, Fresh Milk Dairy Store in Bacolod. Yeah, you know, we were somewhere too. Adapting here is so easy, nothing changes. Yeah, well, you have to change yourself, Slim Jim. You know, when you come from the West, you're the one that has to change. Nothing here is ever going to change, but you have to change. That's what I meant. Because I would never drink instant coffee in the U.S. either. There's no way. Yeah, Philly Brian, it's big here too. I don't like it. How about the Yakult thing? What's up with that? Why do they love Yakult so much here in the Philippines? We have stores here in North Caloocan. All they sell is Yakult, nothing else. They think it's some kind of a miracle liquid here. If Melanie buys a 6-pack of Yakult, the kids will down that in, I don't know, a couple of hours. They've got to drink the whole thing immediately. Yeah, it's good for you to drink every day, I guess. Yeah. A probiotic, whatever a probiotic is. I don't know. Tastes gross to me. It's good for your guts, Lucas says. One a day is all you need. Yeah. Uh, no, I think it's YU. James, I'm not sure how it's spelled. I just know it looks gross, it smells gross, and everybody here loves it. They think it's some type of a miracle liquid. I mean, I understand the. Yeah, there you go. YAKULT. There you go. Yeah, drinking all of it a day is called gluttony. Well, Billy Bryan, yeah. Kids will be kids, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, yeah. I'm just not a fan. I do a spoonful of malunggay powder every day, and you know why? It's free. Tito Road makes it. He's got tons of it in his backyard. Mike Foodie, it's some kind of a probiotic. Uh, I don't know. Whatever a probiotic is, I guess we could Google that and figure out how it's good for your body. We have actual stores here. Storefronts. The whole store just sells Yakult. That's all they sell. Nothing else. And I don't know. It's weird. I've also seen it in the USA. I don't know anybody who buys it or drinks it there, but Yakult, whatever. It's like eating all the bananas in one sitting. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I guess it's something to do. It works like yogurt. Yeah. Well, the malunggay is doesn't really have any flavor to it at all. It's just kind of gritty. It kind of sticks in your teeth. Yeah. Yeah, we would go to a lot of Korean or Vietnamese markets that had that. Yeah, that's true, James. Seemed to be much more there than in the American grocery chains, you know. Seemed to be. No use for me to have the Yakult because I kill it with Red Horse. That's probably true. That's probably true, Clyde. Oh, are you hot now?
No, love one, 1 drum of water. And it's off again.
Oh,
Fixing. Fixing it.
we got a big leak somewhere in the
Yeah.
neighborhood, and the water shut off. Okay. Well, Melanie's here. Honey, why do people like Yakult here so much? What's Yakult? So why is it so popular in the Philippines? The little Yakult drinks.
Yakult?
Yeah.
It's antibacterial.
Antibacterial.
Yeah.
Okay. Which means what?
It cleans your tummy.
It cleans your tummy. Okay.
Yeah. It's Yakult.
Mm-hmm. There you go. It cleans your stomach.
Keep my stomach in good shape. Whatever.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay.
Sometimes on advertisement they just have like baboy with a big tummy.
Oh. So is it really an underlying thing that maybe helps you lose weight? Maybe is that why it's so popular? Kind of like in the USA, everything lowers your cholesterol. You know, they're allowed to put that on there, so people will buy it. So Melanie says that in the advertisements here in the Philippines, they show a fat guy drinking
They said
Yakult.
like Yakult every day and your health is okay.
Okay, there you go. Yakult every day and your health is okay. So, just like the U.S., everything lowers your cholesterol, you know.
Yeah, keep your digestion working. That's good. That's right.
Even a Snickers bar, you know, 10% lowers your cholesterol. And people will buy it, man. Americans, they believe anything. Kind of like the skin whitening soap here that, you know.
Good morning, Walter.
There. Walter said tomorrow's okay if we want to come up.
We just came from Walter Mart.
Oh, yeah, we were at Walter Mart yesterday. I'd never been in a Walter Mart before. Hey, Walter, have you ever been to Walter Mart? I didn't even know it was a grocery. I actually thought it was like a Walmart. That's how dumb I am. Oh, okay. I didn't know Walter Mart was a grocery store, like Pure Gold.
See, help fight infections. Yeah, especially on those bacteria on your tummy, on the foods that you eat. Diba?
Jay's Journey, what do you think about that? Melanie used to be a cashier at Walmart. Oh, diba? Her punch-in badge. You got to be Walmart friendly in our room. Melanie used to be an employee there. You love that job, right, honey?
Yeah. Because there's a lot of Asian there. I mean, there's a lot of, type of people.
She had a lot of Filipino
Friend.
She had a lot of Filipino friends working at the over 20, right? At that Walmart.
Mm-mm.
Over 20 Filipinos working at the Walmart in Southern California.
There's standards and there's young, it's a mix.
She liked it because she got to go there and speak Scooby-Doo.
And also, I have someone to talk when we have lunch or,
Yeah, she could eat Filipino foods with her friends. She got to be in the Philippines again when she worked at Walmart. It was very cool. And she got hired right away. I mean, boom. We put a as soon as she got her chismis. Yeah, exactly, Mark 3. I was showing them our they were asking, excuse me.
Yeah, and it's also available on Lazada if you want that.
You were looking?
Mm-hmm. Good evening, Garrity.
The Walmarts in CT, I think that's Connecticut, are terrible. Yeah, there's always good and bad with everything. The ones in Southern California were pretty good. To be honest with you, the greatest prices on everything. we would buy a lot of.
My late wife also worked at Walmart. Her name was Melanie. And I'm using the wrong spelling on your Melanie.
Melanie. Oh,
wow,
that's funny.
Coincidence.
So we might go to Malolo's tomorrow. Oh, we can't go tomorrow. Shit, that's right. I forgot. Okay. Looks like Thursday now, Walter.
School back in session for the kids. Like 2 weeks. They only have 2 weeks.
June 2nd. Gary T. June 2nd for the kids to go back to school. The kids here are out of school for April and May is their summer.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now it's going to be rainy season and they go back to school. So there you go.
It's okay lang they had service.
Yeah. We were just in the past week got all their books and
Uniform.
we didn't get our Amish uniform for some reason. It's not ready yet.
Yeah.
Tomorrow or something.
Still sewing it.
Fed up. What's up, buddy? How you doing? Okay. Walter says Thursday's okay.
Okay. Good.
Another moto trip for us on Thursday. That was fun. We had a fun ride yesterday. I'll tell you what. Waze is really, really good. You know? Right?
Yeah. You just follow it and you will know you're here now.
The Waze is so much better than the Google Maps, and I'll tell you why. Now, if you're on your computer, of course, Google Maps is the way to go because you can go down into the street view, right, on the satellite view. But in your car or on your motorbike. Oh, thanks, Fed Up. Good to see you too, buddy. The Waze uses data from other users. And for some reason here in the Philippines, Waze knows about the streets that Google Maps has not been on yet or hasn't mapped. So, for example, we met a subscriber yesterday in Bulacan.
At Walmart.
Jim Schultz at Walmart. We met him at a Walmart in Bulacan. Santa Maria, Bulacan. I put it in Google Maps first on the laptop, and it gave us a 1 hour and 20-minute route. Okay. I opened up Waze at the same time. There was a 35-minute route. So Waze knows about roads that Google Maps has not even mapped yet. That's the difference. Anyway, Waze is really good. I waited a long...
that 35 minutes.
Yeah, and it really is 35 minutes. Plus, it pings the other users. You can see on the Waze map the other users ahead of you or behind you. Anyway, just thought I'd share that. Do you feel prices have risen across the board over there the last few years? Steve Johnson, I've only been here for a couple of years. How about you? Prices of what? Like food or?
They've been up long. Yeah. It's a higher price now.
For like pork and chicken compared to 5 years ago?
Ingredients.
Ingredients, yeah. Everything's up.
Especially those have sugars, milk.
Yeah.
It's just getting higher.
Yeah. It's hard to watch your channel and talk to my Filipino at the same time. Food, yes. Fuel, rent, property.
Yes, everything.
Yeah, I guess so, but there's still the general cost of living. Yeah. Yeah, it's up, Steve, for sure.
Yeah.
But it's no different here than anywhere else in the world. It's up in Southern California the last 5 years. It's up in the Philippines. Vietnam is up. Thailand's up, I know. Yeah. I know some vloggers are talking about Thailand. But it's still very cheap here. Maddie, there's apartments here in Congress Village for $150 a month. So, I mean, what was it 5 years ago? Was it $80 a month? I don't know.
Like,
so
same on my apartment, like they're renting $2,500 a month, and I just make it 3,000 last month.
Okay.
And it's okay for them because they know as everything goes higher
Yeah.
nowadays.
Yeah.
But it's not really that super high.
Yeah, James, cheaper than anywhere in the U.S. Anywhere. I mean, we can, you know, if we are really, really budget wise, which we're not always.
Sometimes we just, the foods is.
We can go under we can go at right about 1,000 or less a month here for our family of 4.
And we have students also.
Yeah, we've got 2 kids in school, so
it's not really.
You're not going to do that really anywhere in the U.S. Anywhere. I've been called on that too, but I don't think you can. I don't think you can live anywhere in the U.S.
Maybe on
Kevin and Gemma. Okay. Food's more expensive here than Australia even. Wow. I guess that depends on, are you talking about wet and dry markets or?
I think the veggies here is more expensive nowadays.
If you're talking about Save More and Pure Gold, then maybe, but you're not going to beat any Palenque price on anything for fresh meats.
Steak and silver at 6.
Jay's Journey said, yeah, he agreed. Okay.
They're more higher lang on the veggies, I think.
Yeah.
Here in the Philippines.
Vegemite is cheap.
More gulay is, I think it's more gulay.
Yeah.
More on gulay.
If you're going to Palenque, I can't imagine ever buying food in the U.S. or anywhere in the world that's just cheap. Palenque prices, Maddie.
Everything goes normal nowadays. Like before, the potato, carrots, it's getting higher, like 100 per kilo.
Yeah.
Now it goes into 70.
Yeah.
And the crazy price of pepper, like 1,000 per 1 kilo before.
Yeah. Justin Rogers, yes. S&R sells a brand called Montana Steak Company. Although we bought what did we buy?
The steak.
What was that? What was the cut of meat that we bought?
I forgot.
Brisket. We bought a beef brisket that was labeled Montana Steak Company. Appears to be American beef, but wasn't so good.
Yeah.
Very chewy.
It's good lang if you cook bulalo on it.
Yeah, right. Bulalo, where it's gonna simmer for a long time, the way kind of a pressure cooker would.
You need to put on pressure cooker and,
Jay's Journey says Connecticut is very expensive to live. A studio apartment is $900. Yeah. Yeah, Southern California is the same. Southern California is closer to $2,000 for a 1-bedroom. Clyde says Australia avocados are on special this week, $2 each.
Oh, expensive, huh?
Mike Foodie, maybe it is. Maybe Montana beef. It appeared to be American beef from the label. Let's see. Montana beef. Let's see what comes up.
Philippines.
Montana beef, Philippines. Okay, what I'm seeing here is buy Montana beef direct from the ranch. Openrangemarket.com. They advertise it as, oh, here is S&R brand. Let's see. It's not really clear.
OC and New Zealand beef.
Let's see what this says. This is a Cebu forum. Well, that's just a forum. That's not going to.
It says Jollibee.
You can't even rely on an online
Jollibee,
forum to give you
okay.
accurate information. Buy Montana beef directly from a Montana rancher, high quality local beef. Now small cuts. Oh, that could be a USA website. Good question, Mike. I don't know. Joseph, what's up, brother? How you doing?
Hey, baby, diba?
Fed Up says in Colorado it's about 750 pesos. Or no. In Colorado it's about 750.
For small one bedroom.
Oh, for a one bedroom. Yeah. Well, that's good.
It's cheaper for you.
Joseph and Jinky, what's up?
What is that? We're talking about.
Clyde, yeah. I remember that video, Clyde Seaside. I don't change ways. I let it speak to me in Tagalog. It doesn't bother me. Because you're watching the map anyway. You can see where you've got to turn.
Kaliwa.
But so, yeah. Kaliwa, kanan. Kaliwa po, kanan po.
Something's cheaper in the USA. Something's more. Yeah. I agree.
Of course, if you live in, Makati or Global City, then you may as well be in the US. Everything's going to cost you about the same.
Not Jinky screaming in the. Now Jinky screaming in the other room, asking who said her name.
Screaming, who said her name? That was me, Jinky Fish.
I eat bagoong.
Never tried Vegemite.
What's that Vegemite?
I never had Vegemite either, and I've been to Australia. I don't know why.
I think you don't like bagoong because of that smell.
What does Vegemite taste like? I heard it's nasty. Sharif Yosef, what are you doing? If you
but full of vitamins and minerals. The bagoong or the Vegemite?
Salty but full of vitamins and minerals. Ah, the Vegemite. Oh, really? Vegemite was salty? I always, for some reason, thought it was going to be kind of like peanut butter. Oh, Maddie, what's wrong with you? I think she has a skin allergy.
If you do,
she's just scratching on the floor all the time.
Vegemite, make sure you didn't whisper that people make the mistake.
I'll be right back.
Honey, come here. Come here. Say hi. Say hi. Say hi there, oh. Hello. My wife said tastes like medicine, bad medicine. Hi, ulam daw. Hi, ulam. Hi, ulam daw. Say hi. Say hi. She need haircut. Say hi, lam. Oh. You want to eat, mama? Hmm? Hmm? Say hi to them. Say hi, Mercury. Hi, Brian. Hi, Joseph. Say hi. Oh, chicken like lang. Chicken. Oh, you're a little snack daw, Mari. We're going to eat you lang. Maganda na aso. Are you cute na aso? Huh? Are you? Meow. Maganda daw na aso. Mercury said. And they're stuck.
What's that?
They're stuck lang. No one. Huh? Little snack.
Oh, you hung
Little
out.
snack daw.
Oh, look at the text. What happened?
Yeah.
It looks different. Huh?
No, it's not.
Okay, where are we at? Put Vegemite on your balut.
Is that salt? Or something?
Slim Jim, my wife says it tastes like medicine, really bad medicine. Oh, okay. So Clyde says it's good when you realize. So people, okay. So Vegemite is eaten in Australia probably kind of the same way that Yakult is here in the Philippines. It's considered healthy. Yeah. Vegemite, baby. We're gonna have to get all that laundry, put it up underneath looks like it's gonna rain.
Yeah. Don't worry. Let's go, Mari.
We've got some rain brewing again, man. Rainy season is here. It's here early. See if this thing's working. Participants. Yeah. So Joseph, are you still in the room? You may not have. I don't know if you watch Tom and Ruth at all, the Philippine Adventures. Do you, Joseph? Do you remember the subscriber Issa C? That's okay. I'm just curious if you remember the subscriber Issa C. Yeah, it turns out it was a guy the whole time. He was scamming. That Issa C pretended to be a girl that worked for Delta Airlines and was constantly sending photos out of herself. Turns out it's some guy in Ohio, but that has 12 different YouTube accounts and was scamming people for money. He was actually getting money from different Philippine channels, like my subscribers. But Tom and Ruth, he got one of Tom and Ruth's subscribers for $700, and then was trying to get another $500 from him. They found out it was a guy the whole time. Yeah. With 12 different Facebook accounts. Tom and Ruth, you guys know Tom and Ruth. Apparently Tom has a really close friend that works for Google in the US. And they started doing some research on the ESA C and discovered that it was a male. The IP address was coming from the state of Ohio, and it was a male. There's also another girl that was involved in the whole thing with ESA C. They were working together to try and get money from people. So, kind of funny, especially when you think about all of the effort it took to do that. Hey, Ken, welcome to the chat, buddy. How are you? Ken, Act of Kindness. Thanks for coming in. We're just about to shut it down, I think. But no, Joseph, I just want to let you know because I contacted you about her and told you that we were all going to block her because we knew what she was doing. She would come into my chat room here with 2 or 3 browsers open and troll herself with different names and then pretend to be a victim in the chat room, a victim of trolling. Duluth. Oh, okay. You were having some truck problems. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, Joseph. Yeah. Well, that's what I told you. When I first contacted you about her, I told you to watch out for her in the blocker. Because we knew she was coming into my room, you know, with 2 or 3 different accounts and trolling herself to get attention. But anyway, yeah, hilarious. Turns out it's a guy the whole time. Can't believe it, man. So funny. Heard some vlogger was attacking Bud Brown's channel. Really? Well, that Issa C was attacking a lot of us. She was attacking Joseph, myself. Okay, Joseph, I'll try and catch. I'll try to jump into one of yours. I know you're back now. Okay. Say hello to Joshua, Kamoti Josh. Yeah, how could you ever troll Bud Brown? I mean, come on. The nicest guy on the planet. Bye, Jinky. Yeah, you gotta be a real douchebag to troll Bud Brown or say anything negative about him. The guy's probably the nicest. Bud is your Cebuano teacher. 99 pesos per session. Oh, you painted the exhaust. I gotcha. Oh, okay. Oh, 99 USD. I gotcha. I've been using Rosetta Stone. It's 160 USD for a 3-year membership or something. Yeah, Bud is the Mr. Rogers of PH. Great comment. That's true. Wouldn't you like to be his neighbor? That's true. Bud Brown. That's funny. Great comment. The Mr. Rogers of the PH. That is funny. Yeah, Ken. That's a lot of cash in Vietnam. 44,000 or 46,600 dom. Thanks, buddy, for the super chat. Oh yeah, the tour guys were great. We, we had a really good time there. It was fun. We're going to do a video about the costs. It cost me a little bit more than I thought it was going to, or we actually spent a little bit more money than I thought we would. But still, I've got my Balak buy-in stamp when we came back in. I'm good for another year here, another year free of charge, no fees, no visa fees for me this year. Yeah, yeah. James Lonergan, when she, the girl's name was Nee, like your knee. Her name was Nee, and she said to me when she got out of the alley, she said, "Oh, we just did that for fun. There was nothing to see there." So nice, adventurous girl, because she wasn't taking it easy going through that alley. She was cruising pretty good. So she likes to ride, obviously. She enjoys being a motorcycle rider as much as being a tour guide. That's the kind of thing that I would do. If I knew that was there, I'd run the Raider down there. Let's go. Good only for a year. Thought you're good all the time. Low cost and prices. Yeah. Just the visa, the Balak buy-in's free for the year. So the greatest thing, you guys, about this Balak buy-in is not the fact that well, there's a lot of great things about it. It's called the Balak buy-in privilege, and probably the greatest thing about it is the fact that you don't have to spend the time going to immigration. Things are not easy to accomplish here. It's not like in the U.S. where you could probably take care of something like that in 30 minutes. Here, it's going to be almost all day long to do your trip to immigration, get it done, do your trip back home. It's going to take you almost the entire day to accomplish that. Things are not easy to accomplish here. It just takes longer because of traffic, because of... Nope, there's the dog again. That's 10 times, Maddie. In and out, like a kid. Thanks, Slim Jim, for coming in. Thanks for being here, bud. Great to see you again. Start a tour like that in the Philippines. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if there was already. I don't know of one, really. I wonder if it would do any good to start a tour like that in the Philippines. I mean, why wouldn't it? If it works in Vietnam, you would think it would translate here, right? Or not, because of the traffic. The thing that makes Vietnam so much better is they're so much more disciplined. You saw how those guys all ride together. They don't try to overtake one another or cut each other off. They just kind of go with the flow. They can ride together right side by side like this, and just here in the Philippines, the traffic is so bad that I'm not sure it would be something that would be successful. I don't know. Great comment, though. Here you've got to worry about buses running you down and taxis cutting out in front of you. Other cars pulling out in front of you without looking. I didn't see any of that in Vietnam. Almost nothing. The whole time we were there, we maybe saw 2 guys on the sidewalk that would go up on the sidewalk. They're just really a lot more laid back and more disciplined when it comes to being on the road. And that's why it works so well, all those guys riding together. Yeah, Ken, we were really in the heart of the city, so not much to see. And no, the important thing is no stray pets anywhere. James, yeah, they had traffic lights with, yeah, exactly. And the people actually stop at the traffic lights. They pay attention to it. We didn't see a traffic enforcement officer anywhere in Vietnam. Everybody just follows the light system, same way we do in the West. So they're just a lot more disciplined, you know. Actually, we only saw Vietnamese police maybe one time in 5 days that we were there. Very, very small police presence there in Vietnam. Very small. Mark Doyle, when I go to Clark, can I get a Grab? And how do I get one? Yeah, Mark, it's just an application that you download on your phone. It's called Grab. It's just an app for your phone. Open up the app and it'll walk you through how to get a Grab. It's very simple. Tourists are scared to ride in the car here. Yeah. Yeah, Walter, I agree. At first, when you think about it, you're thinking, well, maybe it could work here, but it's just the traffic here is so much worse, and people just don't care about anything here. Yeah. People here, when the light turns red, 20 cars will run that red light. It's crazy. You know, there's no respect for anything. Traffic laws or the lights that do exist, people just run them. They don't care. HFX, what's up, buddy? Oh, really? You can add credit cards for Grab. I didn't know that. It's always been a cash thing here so far for us. We take a lot of Grabs. We even took a Grab in Vietnam. We opened up the app and it worked fine in Vietnam. So, yeah, in the U.S., Uber's all credit card based, so nobody ever changes hands. Money never changes hands with anybody. So, great to see you, H. We're just about to shut down, buddy. We've been on. We start now at 9 a.m. And yeah, Merc 3 discipline. And unfortunately, it's amazing to me that I don't see more accidents. I've only seen maybe 2 accidents in the almost 2 years I've lived here. It's amazing that there's not more, considering, you know. No, James, you do in Vietnam. You've got to change over to their network. They don't have Globe and Smart there. They have their own. Mobily, it was Mobily, I think, is the SIM card that I bought. Mobily. I spent about $10 US on it. It worked perfect the 5 days I was there. Okay, Ken, thanks for coming in, bud. Brian gets the accidents before they make it to you. Oh, that's funny. I watch a guy in Cebu who rides with a lot of habal bikes around Cebu City. James Lonergan, they have a better telecom infrastructure now. I don't remember being anywhere that I couldn't, and I did a lot of Facebook posts. I don't remember being anywhere in Vietnam where I couldn't post something on Facebook. So the 4G was pretty strong everywhere I went. In Saigon, you got to remember though, that's the big city too. So there's going to be a big difference. Justin Rogers, don't really know. Take the U.S. price and add about $200 to $300. That's what it's going to be here in the Philippines for an iPhone. I can do it on my computer before I leave then. Worry about phone later. Oh, okay. Mark Doyle, if you're talking about Grab, you just, yeah, once you get your phone, just download the app. It's real simple. There's nothing to it. As long as you've got, a decent data connection, you'll be able to get the app very simple and just open it up and start using it. Yes, there are Apple retailers in a lot of the SM malls here. The Apple service centers are only in select malls. SM North is like the big place to get your Apple device fixed here in where I'm at. And they were good. Very impressed with the Apple Service Center. Very, very impressed. Yeah, Mark, some people like Smart, some like Globe. I've always been on Smart. I have a Globe number. I've never used it. I have one phone that's a dual SIM card, and I have one phone that's just Smart only. I have a Vivo phone that I use for the motorbike because if my mount ever fails, I don't want my iPhone to fall out on it and get ran over by 7 cars. I'd rather have the Vivo phone get ran over. It's much less of a financial loss to me. So I bought a Vivo phone to use for navigation purposes on the motorbike. Okay. I don't know anything about Globe. I've never used the number once. I've never used even the Globe network, not even once. Don't know anything at all about it. James Lonergan, good question. I think it does, yes. On the phone, I can see 2 networks in the top window, so I'm sure it's monitoring both, yes. Yeah, Pirate Cove says yes also. He has a dual SIM phone. I've got, an extra Smart and an extra Globe number that Melanie doesn't even know what the number is because we only use that phone when we're on the motorbike. So, yeah, there you go, Merc 3. Yeah. Which is Globe. There's only 2 here, Michael McFarland, Smart or Globe. Some phones you can buy that will carry a SIM card for each. And some just use Smart, or some just use Globe. You can get by with one or the other. You don't have to have both, I got by for 5 years just with one Smart. And now, only because I bought that extra phone for the motorbike, do I have a Globe SIM card as well. We just thought that we would use both. I don't know. I don't even know why we did that. We didn't need to. We only needed one. Globe has free data for Facebook. There you go. For Messenger. Oh, okay. I don't know. Never use them. I've never even loaded that Globe SIM card. There's no load on it. Sun, Talk and Text, and Smart are the same. Okay, yeah, there you go. Walter said that Sun and, here we go. Sun and Smart are the same company. Okay. So does Smart has free Messenger and Facebook. Okay. So the only data charge is if you're going to use Huawei. Yeah, that's a popular phone. Huawei or Huawei, however you say that. Pictures and videos, yeah, for YouTube. So I know when I sign up, I do the 99 pesos a week for my phone. For for this one, I do the 99 pesos a week. It's the GigaSurf, all out GigaSurf, 99, and it's fine. America banned the Huawei. Huawei. That's a Korean phone, isn't it? Aren't they from Korea, the maker of that phone? I do know this. They've come out with something new. Some 4-camera phone. It's all over the Philippines right now. All of the advertisements. Oh, that's Chinese. Okay. Okay, sorry. I probably should have known that from the name Huawei. They've got some new phone out right now that must be pretty hot. There's advertisements all over, every mall, everywhere you go. There's big giant ads with this new 4-camera phone, front back 4-camera type something or another. I don't know what it is. How are we doing here? Says there's 36 in the chat. I can't believe that. Participants. No way. Well, I'll tell you what, this Vivo phone, I bought the Vivo V11. Pretty impressive. It's hard to beat the camera on the iPhone 10, but I'll tell you what, that Huawei, or that, I'm sorry, the Vivo V11, wow. It's an impressive camera. Merc 3, that is absolutely true. Yeah. Most of the USA phones are unlocked. And I do know for a fact that all of the Verizon, if you're on a Verizon network, all Verizon unlocks all of their phones. Every phone that I had from Verizon, I could come to the Philippines and just swap the SIM card, and it worked fine. Fed up, yeah, I had Vivo V11 is the phone I've got. Yeah, Verizon phones are unlocked. Unless it's a really old Verizon phone. You just swap the SIM card. It's so easy. Yeah, I didn't know. Yeah, Clyde, that's right. I didn't know between Vivo and Oppo which one to get. So I just kind of stumbled into the Vivo office one day and said, all right, give me that one. I like it. Great phone. And I tell you what, for the price, when you consider in the USA, we pay almost $1,000 for a good phone. Here, a good phone is, you know, that $1,000 phone is only $250 to $300 here. So it's a big difference. Yeah, Oppo. Dennis Adam, how you doing? Yeah, Dennis, I was just saying, my last 3 cell phones from Verizon were unlocked automatically. I didn't have to get them to unlock them. That's Southern California Verizon. They are selling unlocked phones from the Verizon office. So that's in the past 5 years. Mark Doyle, I have no idea. I would think that Globe and Smart can communicate with each other, yeah. But I don't really know. I've never used Globe. I've always been on Smart. So it wouldn't make any sense to me that you can't cross-connect, that a Globe person can't call a Smart. Does anybody know? I don't really know. I've only been on Smart my whole Philippines life, so. Oh, I can tell you right now, actually. We can do a little test. No, we can't. Sorry. My Globe has no load, so I can't. Okay, Pirate Cove says yes. And of course, it would only make sense that you can, right? Otherwise, half the country can't talk to the other half of the country. Wouldn't that be right? And most people text here anyway, so it doesn't even matter, I don't think. There you go. You try to use common sense here, but common sense doesn't always work in the Philippines. Your common sense tells you, yeah, you should be able to do it, but oh, Dennis Adam, that's interesting. AT&T in Southern California now was another company that was known for having unlocked phones. So maybe it's just a Southern California thing. I don't know. AT&T did it long before Verizon did. Verizon jumped on board a little late. AT&T was unlocking their phones in Southern California probably 6, 7 years ago. Yeah. Verizon, only about 5 years now for Verizon. So Smart can text. Oh, here we go. Smart can text Smart for free. Cross network, you have to pay a little bit. Okay. Seth Henson says you can call Globe from Smart and vice versa. Yeah. Yeah. Didn't make sense, but it's the Philippines. Yeah, you always have to think. You tend to, yeah, I know what you mean there, Mark. AT&T is locked here in Vegas, but it works in Laguna, Philippines. Where they made more money from. Yeah, I believe that, James. That's the American way, baby. I just remember a good friend of mine that used to travel to Bangkok, or a good, the hell was that? A good friend of mine that used to travel to Thailand a lot. He was a Thailand traveler. He had an AT&T phone, and he would always tell me, and this was a few years back, that his phone was unlocked, and he was always just, you know, swapping his card. How Huawei has been blacklisted by the USA. Yeah, yeah, you don't really want to. My Verizon phone actually worked. It would fire right up and work here in Manila. I could use it, the Verizon network here all over Manila. Never had any problems with it. But I would just always, I worried about roaming charges and stuff like that. So I just swapped the SIM card. It's so cheap to do. Donald Morabito, hello Phil. I am curious, why do you keep doing this year visa instead of the 13A? I don't know. I don't know, Donald. Why not? It's free. I'm in no hurry to do 13A. I'll do it one day, but there's no rush to get the 13A done. Why not take the free visa if it's free instead of paying for the 13A and doing all the paperwork and the hassle? If I can get a free visa, why not get a free visa? It makes sense to me, but it may not make sense to anybody else. I don't know. They were supposed to do the Verizon release of the iPhone when they got it. Steve Jobs will only let them do 3G. Typing calls and made about the complaints. They were supposed to do the H-Effect. The ban and blacklist was removed in the morning of May 20th. AT&T works in the Philippines, but you get charged for international roaming. Yeah. Donald Morabito says, but you're paying for the trip. Well, I'm going to go out of the country anyway. I'm going to travel anyway. It's not my life's dream to just stay here in the Philippines and never visit anywhere else. My wife and I are going to travel on my birthday once a year anyway. Donald, I'm going to get the 13A eventually. It's just no big deal to me. I don't care. I'll get it when I feel like getting it. It's no big deal to me to have the 13A. And you've asked me this question before. I'm in no hurry to get it. It's not, the 13A visa is not going anywhere. It'll be there in 5 years when I decide to apply for it. Just doesn't matter to me. I don't care. We're going to leave anyway. To me, having a free visa makes more sense if I'm going to travel anyway. That's all. I can get an SRRV also visa, but again, it's not going anywhere. It'll be there when I decide to apply for it. I figure, and Walter can probably help me with this even, although he's been on a 13A now for a while. I figure it's a little over $500 a year to live here when you take into account the cost of the ACR card as well, which you have to pay for every year, plus all of the trips you've got to make to immigration. I go to an office that will only extend you for 2 months. Some offices will extend you for 6. And there's the hassle of traveling to extend. Walter can tell you. Accomplishing things here is not easy, you guys. And now I've got a 1-year stamp. I don't have to think about doing anything until a year from now. Where are we going to go next year? Well, maybe we'll go to Guam. Yeah, there you go, Walter. I had figured it to be 525, so you and I we're always on the same page anyway, you and me, because when you live here, it's about $550 a year. Okay. Our trip that we took was a little over $1,000 to Vietnam, so it cost us $500 really for that trip. So there you go. Mercury 3, you do not need the card, ACR card. You don't need the ACR card if you're on a Balak buy-in. So you're also saving that cost, right? Yeah. So if I really wanted to be a curry pot, Melanie and I could just find a cheap flight and go for a day and come back, right? And you would be even less than the 550. You would be, you'd be well under which some people do. A lot of Thailanders do that. They just shuffle across to, is it Cambodia or Laos? I don't remember. Yeah, immigration shuffle. Yeah, here on Luzon, uh, you some offices, there's no consistency now between immigration offices. There's zero consistency. You go down to Olongapo, they'll charge you more than SM North does. Okay, you go to SM North, you go to the one in Ermita. Ermita will supposedly give you 6 months. SM North won't. Maybe Olongapo will extend you for 6 months. Maybe they won't. Depends on the officer you get that day. There's no consistency anywhere, so you have no idea what you're going to get between offices. I would go to the SM North office. It's close to me. It doesn't take me long to get there. There's always not a lot of people there, but you know. Merc 3 is going to go to Australia for Vegemite on his visa run. The ACR card's 3,100. There you go. And then if you were just extending, it seemed to be anywhere from, I don't know, I paid different amounts. I paid 1,800 in one office. I paid 2,200 over in Olongapo. So I don't know what's going on. It's weird. H effect. I've been going back and forth for years. Never got an ACR card and never got an exit clearance. Stayed longer than 6 months multiple times. Wow. Yeah, you get a different toy in every box. Yeah, it's just so weird. I don't get it. It's a government office, you would think. Flight to Bali is just over $100 and a great place to visit. Oh, there you go. Yeah, we paid 185 round trip to go to Vietnam, which is a great price. $185. I think there was a $40 tax on that. So it came to $220 for each of us to fly round trip to Saigon. Not bad. Pretty cheap, man. Yeah, we think. You're not supposed to think, yeah. Good question. Merc 3. Does a ballot buy-in visa privilege holder need exit clearance? I don't know. Walter? So now I just reset on the... When did we come back? What day did we come back, you guys? Or, we came back a week ago. 14th of May, I believe. So I'm reset for 6 months. I can exit now within 6 months and not have to get the NBI clearance, which, by the way, you guys, is not really a big deal. The NBI clearance is not bad. Oh, Clyde, we flew Philippine Airlines. Yeah, Philippine Airlines. Air Asia? I've heard that Air Asia out of Clark is super cheap. So maybe we'll do that next time, you know. Maybe we'll go somewhere out of Clark, because I've heard that flying out of Clark is even cheaper. If you, Clyde says you flew Air Asia, you could end up sharing a seat with a goat. Okay, as long as you leave within the year. Ah, so on a ballot buy-in privilege, hey, see, I didn't know that. There you go. There you go, Donald Morabito. That's another reason why I'm on the ballot buy-in visa, baby. And I didn't even know that. So that's great info. No exit clearance required. Much less hassle. So AirAsia has, I'm not sure what that comment means. I didn't know that answer either. Yeah. That's good. Yeah, Justin, just go over to Pirates Cove. You see Pirates Cove in the comments there. Just go to his channel. He's got all the visa information for you. Okay? Justin Rogers, Pirate Cove, Philippines. Look at him in the chat here. If you click over to the right of his name, it'll say go to channel, and you can subscribe there and get. Walter does all of the visa stuff. He's doing everything now. He's doing food reviews and mall reviews, but now we all know. Oh, it's a joke with the chicken on the bus in Mexico. Well, yeah, you guys know now there's no roosters allowed here in the Philippines. In Metro Manila, there's no roosters, no dogs, nothing allowed on the bus. We got turned around. We were trying to take Maddie down to Ting Loy with us, and we got turned around. We had to come back home and bring Maddie back home and leave the next day. Ladyboy Reviews, Seth Henson. Seth Henson's doing Ladyboy Reviews. Could be interesting. I don't know. Joke long. There's a lot of ladyboys in the Philippines. Could be an interesting topic. You know, there is a market for every topic, an audience for every topic. Thanks, Brian. See you next time. The best ladyboy show is on White Beach every Friday night. Puerto Galera. There you go. White Beach, Puerto Galera. It takes the fun out of travel if you can't take your rooster. That's true, Fat Up. I actually like the roosters. I think they're pretty cool. I'm always surprised that I can pick one up, and I guess they're so used to being handled. And I'm talking the fighting cocks. They're so used to being handled by their owner that they don't really freak out, you know? I think they're pretty cool. Maybe we're going to get one. I don't know. I've been told by everybody that I have to get two. I can't just get one because they need to play together, you know? All right, guys, I'm going to call this. Leave that to the guys at AC. Yeah, that's true, Walter. Lots of lady boys at AC. Oh, my God. Suggesting you could make a living by making a Fishing in the Philippines channel. JLP does a ladyboy reviews. It's hard to be a Manila vlogger and not get a ladyboy in one of your videos, I guess. There's a few of them here. All right, guys, I'm going to call it. We've been on over 3 hours. I'm spent. Time for lunch. Walter, see you guys on Thursday, but I'll get a hold of you through Messenger, okay? Thanks for coming in today. Justin Rogers, those are in Thailand. The Ladyboy volleyball tournaments are in Thailand. I've seen a vlogger that covers that. Believe it or not. Yeah, there's one there. Thanks, you guys, for coming in. Thanks for supporting our channel. We're going to put up the breakdown of our Vietnam costs next. Melanie and I are going to shoot that today. Thanks so much, you guys. Have a great rest of your day or night. Thanks, Merc3. Good luck tomorrow, brother. Seth Henson, thank you. Thank you, everybody. Bye now.